This product review has been brought to you by the MS Paint comic.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I, of course, am Kevin Tracy, your humble host of KTracy.com. Today I'm going to be doing a product review for a new keyboard, the Aula SI-859 Expert Gaming Keyboard. I got that as a Christmas present, so I thought I'd do a product review of that. But first, let me explain why I wanted a new keyboard for Christmas in the first place. This is my old keyboard. This is the keyboard, as you can tell, that I'm currently using. The keyboard's fine, it works great. The reason I wanted this one over other models is because it has two USB ports on it, which has just been ridiculously handy to have. The problem with the keyboard, however, is that it's a compact design, as you might be able to tell, because of where the arrow keys are, and I can't get my finger over there, but you get the idea. It's a compact keyboard. Not so much of a problem, to tell you the truth. In fact, why is it getting so blurry? That was weird. Am I recording? Yeah, I am. Cool. So, really professional, Kevin. Wow. Taking it to the next level. The real problem with this keyboard is that this is the Backspace key. This normal size key right here. Now, I don't know about you, but on most of the keyboards I ever typed with, I have a Backspace key that's, well, 2 keys wide. And the other key on here is the home key, which you press the home key when you're typing, it takes you to the beginning of the document. You have no idea how annoying this is, because this is where this home key should be a Backspace key. It should be the other half of the Backspace key, and it's not. It's a home key, and it's just incredibly inconvenient. I've had this keyboard now for about 4 years, and it's worked perfectly fine, but I hit this key still about 50% of the time instead of the Backspace key. And I've been able to fix it on Windows by downloading a third-party piece of software from download.com that allows me to change the key assignments on the keyboard. The problem is that I haven't been able to find a permanent solution to do the same thing on Fedora and my Linux system. And since the only thing I'm using Windows for anymore is to draw the MS Paint comic, I need this to work as a Backspace key on Linux without being a home key every time I log in. So I asked for a new keyboard, and this is what I got. And this is actually what I had on my Amazon wish list. Now, this is an Aula SI-859 Expert Gaming Keyboard. I don't know if it's an expert gaming keyboard. It's not what I would think. It looks like one, but it doesn't have a lot of the advanced expert features of a gaming keyboard that you'd expect. No, nothing pop out. No displays of any kind on there. I wouldn't consider it an expert gaming keyboard. But then again, I'm not really much of a gamer myself. I play a few things here and there, but most of my gaming is done on a PlayStation 3. What's with the blurring? That's so weird. Alright, so let's do the unboxing of this, maybe without the camera blurring again. Yeah, what do you know? Alright, so unboxing of the keyboard. I will flip this around so that you can see it more prettily. Prettily is a word as of today. So, I already did the honors of cutting the tape here. So I am opening up the box. And this is how it's packaged. Again, this is kind of pulled down, but that's fine. The keyboard looks like it's in shape. Nothing's really shaking around in here because it's locked in here with these pieces of plastic styrofoam crap, whatever this is. It's not styrofoam, it's, you know, flexible a little bit, but, you know, whatever. Packaging crap. And take it out of the little bag here. Okay, so this is the keyboard, not plugged in. Supposedly when it's plugged in, it's going to light up various colors. Yeah, so, and then in here also we have, this is a, in case you didn't notice, a USB keyboard, because everything is nowadays. I have a bag full of crap. I don't know what this is. I should probably read the instructions on this before I throw that away. And an instruction manual that's written in Chinese with some English kind of mixed in there a little bit. Okay, yeah, there we go. That just explains what the function keys do and stuff in both Chinese and English, or as I like to call it, American. So, this is made in China, by the way, so for those of you that this is a deal killer for, this is the registration form so that the People's Republic of China can find you and hunt you down and take their keyboard back when they invade. Sorry. I shouldn't be involving political stuff in my product reviews, I know. I have no idea what this is, and there's nothing in here that kind of tells me what that is. But anyways, this is what comes in here. There's not an advanced instruction manual. This is all pretty straightforward. So yeah, let's get this thing plugged in and turned on, and we will be back in just 1 second.
And now, a message from our sponsor.
Buy the MS Paint comic!
And now, the conclusion of the video.
Okay, so we're back. There's a few things having typed with this keyboard now for a little bit. I wrote about a 1,300 word blog post. There's a few things I want to point out about this keyboard that I probably didn't realize when I first opened it. The first and foremost being that this right here is, I complimented them earlier for having this palm rest here. The problem is that the palm rest really isn't in a good location. You see, if you're going to type on a keyboard, you're going to type like this. The problem with typing like this, though, is that there's no palm rest for your right hand. It's just not there. There's this little 1-inch bar thing. Additionally, if you haven't noticed, if we look at this from the side, my palm doesn't actually fit on the palm rest. It's just kind of too short. So I thought it was going to be big enough, and it was not. So let's get into the actual functions of the keyboard. If you press the function key, this keyboard comes with 3 colors, or 3 LED colors. Again, if you press the function key and 5, you can change those colors. So we can rotate from blue to red, and to the instruction manual calls this pink. Looking at it myself, I kind of call this like purple, or I guess like a purple color. I wouldn't call this pink. Tomatoes, whatever. It's a girly color. I prefer blue because everything else that I have is blue on my desk at the moment. So that's my preference. One other thing to mention about the colors, though, is I just changed it to red here. The color for this is the number lock on the display up here. This is blue still, and no matter what color you change it to, it's going to stay blue. So if you're one of those people who's OCD about this kind of thing and you want to have an all-red display on your desk, you're going to have a blue light on your keyboard, assuming your number lock is turned on. I mean, worst comes to worst, you can always turn off your number lock, and problem solved. But it's not a problem for me since I have a blue display, and I want to keep it that way. So, okay, so in addition to changing the color of the lights, we also have the ability to change the brightness of the lights. You do this by pressing the function key and either 2 to turn it down or 8 to turn it up. By default, the keyboard will come showing the blue light on full intensity. If you press FN at the function key and 2, you go down to half intensity. And if you press function and 2 again, you turn off the backlight altogether. And when you do that, this looks like a normal, ordinary keyboard. Nothing too special about it besides the white line on the spacebar. But if you press the function 8 key, you can turn the lights back on to half intensity, and again to full intensity. And now if you hit function and 8 again, you're going to get the strobing effect. I'm not sure what the function of this is, but I'll let you take a look at it. And again, it's just a strobing kind of light. It takes about 4 seconds, 5 seconds for it to go through its entire process, but I'm not sure what the function of this is besides maybe because I think this would be distracting if you're trying to watch a video or trying to type on this thing with the lights coming in and out like this. So I would imagine that this is probably just like a display thing to show off to I don't know, whoever hell gamers are trying to impress, who, if they ever have people over, I don't know. I'm not a gamer, I don't know who they would have to impress, but assuming they're trying to impress somebody, that's maybe what this is. If they're out of the room and they want to make people think that their keyboard is somehow processing things or something, I don't know. I don't get it, but it's just to me it's just a gimmick. I don't need it, so I'm going to put mine back on, press FN2, put it back on full intensity, and that's what we have. So that about concludes my review of this keyboard. Again, unlike my previous keyboard, it does not have any USB ports on it, which is unfortunate. However, although it lacks USB ports, it does have backlighting on it. So You can't see it too well now because the lights are on in my office. If you go to ktracy.com, you can kind of see pictures of this. But there is a light coming in from behind the keyboard that kind of illuminates, will illuminate your desk and your wall or your monitor, whatever you have behind the keyboard at night if you leave the light on. If you don't leave the light on, there won't be any illumination, obviously, but that's the only way to turn it off. If you sleep in the room, odds are you're going to want this keyboard to be off anyways, because it's going to keep you up at night with just the color of it. Obviously, if you have it in strobing, it's going to keep you awake, but it does produce more ambient light than you might think, just as a heads up and a warning to anybody who's purchasing this keyboard with the intention of keeping it in their bedroom or something. If you need to sleep in pitch darkness, this is not the keyboard for you unless you turn it off the LEDs all the way. Again, I'm not sure how often you would turn them back on, but again, this is case-by-case basis. I'm just letting you know what the keyboard does and how it operates and everything else. One other cool thing too is that the keyboard came with, I didn't know what these were earlier, these are extra keys. I'm guessing, I'm not about to take off one of these keys to see how this goes on, but I'm assuming this is like the tool to do it with. I've never actually played with keyboards. I just buy a new keyboard when a key stops working. However, if you really like this keyboard, you want to replace the keys. I'm not sure how this is going to work, because unless there's a shell on here that you can take off and put over one of these extra keys, I'd imagine you're going to be kind of annoyed by how this illuminates with the LED backlighting on there, because these pieces are all transparent, as you can see. But anyways, I'm not going to have that problem. I can probably just toss this away and without thinking twice about it, because I'll just find this in about a year and a half and wonder, where the hell did this come from? So, with that said, this has been my review of the Aula B-Fire Expert Gaming Keyboard. Again, it's not an expert gaming keyboard, it's just what they say that it is. So, from Kevin Tracy and all of us at ktracy.com, have a wonderful evening or day or whatever time of day it is, wherever you are. Bye.
This has been a production of ktracy.com and Pixel Perfect Solutions.